the things that you see in front of yourself. You could basically list up to the top, but the output is the same. You just have the paths here, and that's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear the screen. Once again, let's call my file. Now, let's try to actually unpack some of this particular tarball. We will unpack this tarball and extract it into the folder sheep. I encourage you to make your own folder. Just type in mkdir and then name it, name it, basically name the folder, whatever you want, whatever. Excellent. So just type in a name here and make a folder. That's it. Just press enter. It will be created. I have shown this in the previous tutorials as well. That's why I'm not dwelling on the mkdir as much now, in case you skipped a few. So type in tar space minus xv pzf space backup space dash c, capital C, and we're gonna put it into sheep. Press enter. There we go. It's doing it. It's done. Let's go into sheep ls. There you go. We have a home directory. Let's go into home. Let's do ls. There you go. We have random guy. Let's go into random guy. ls. There you go. We have all of these files preserved. This entire structure remains as it is. It is all there. Nothing has been left out. Even if I do ls-a, you will see that all of these other things have been preserved as well. So they are all there. They have all been saved. This is a full backup of that particular folder, of those particular files. Anyway, I hope that it is clear. In case it is not, the discussions are always open to you. I do check them. I do look at them. And I do try to answer all of your questions with as much clarity as I can. So feel free to ask if you do not understand something or if you fail to understand something. No shame there. Just ask away and I'll be more than happy to help you all out as much as I can. Now I bid you all farewell and until next time. Welcome all to this tutorial. Today I'm just going to continue talking about tar. I know that the subject can be a bit tedious and perhaps a bit tiresome from time to time, but it is one of those vital things that you do need to know, and it will be expected of you as a network administrator, as a system administrator, to know these sort of things. Anyway, I won't bother you for much longer, I promise you, with tar, but there are a few more things which we really need to go over. So, one of those things is the fact that you do not need to compress files. I have already mentioned that in the previous tutorials, but let me just demonstrate it for you, and so you can see what is the difference between an uncompressed tarball and a compressed tarball. Let's go ahead and type in ls here in our home directory. Type in tar -cvf space. How shall we name this? We shall name this tarball. Such an original name, I know. .tar space, and now we can put things into it. We just specify the things that we want to place into it. These are files that I'm putting into it. I can also put folders, no problems here. Just take a look, and then yeah, there we go. Nothing else really needed. I think my tarball is going to be satisfied with what I have to give it. Press enter. Excellent. So this has all been placed into my beloved tarball. Let us verify. Let us just do ll space -lh tarball dot tar. Okay, so I did mess up my language there, as I was trying to say something that I was trying to type, which is never a good idea. But take a look at the screen. Take a look at the command that I have written. I have used ll space -lh space tarball dot tar. Now, think about it and see if you can actually figure out why is this here? What will these two arguments do? take a look at the H and try to remember what do we use H for with ls or ll. Press enter, and in case you didn't figure it out, here is your answer. 28 megabytes. Without this, we would just get a size in kilobytes, and we do not want to actually convert that. So this is an unpackaged tarball, and it's 28 megabytes. However, now we want to compress it, and let's use bzip. bzip2 actually. Tarball.tar. Press enter. It should finish sometime today, hopefully. Any moment now, please. Ah, there we go. Let us use the ll command once again. Oh yeah, sorry. Now it's bzip2. And take a look at the file size. It's unchanged. For these small files, I have no idea why, but it seems to remain unchanged. It should have at least minimized it somewhat. ls tarball.tar. Now the file is way too small. Let's try doing this again, but with a bigger file. So let's do rm tarball. Might have messed something up, but let's see if we actually gather up a bigger file into our tarball cvf. And what shall we put in? Well, how shall we name this one? Well, just name it tarball.tar. No big deal there. And let's just go ahead and put whatever we can. Or there is a neat trick where you put a dot and press enter. Now, file archive not done. Now, does anybody know what I've done here with the dot? You see, the dot was the last time. Instead of a dot here, I have given it a list of folders and files. But does anybody know what I've done with the dot here? Try to pause the video and figure it out. But if you don't feel like it, it's okay. The dot represents your working directory. Double dot is the previous one, and dot is the current one. I have placed the sum total of the current working directory into my tarball here. We can actually verify it quite easily. Actually, I don't need v. I'm just going to put f and tarball.tar. There you go. You see, you have pretty much the whole home directory here. Every single thing. I mean, it's a considerably bigger folder than the previous one. I can tell you that much. If I type in ll space -lh space tarball.tar, press enter, you can see that it's 65 megabytes as opposed to 28. So there is a significant difference there. Let's try compressing it one more time. So bzip2 tarball.tar, press enter, and wait for it. I have a notorious habit of actually not realizing what I'm zipping or unzipping, so I just type in b unzip or g unzip, and that can be a problem sometimes. That's no big deal. Of course not. There we go. And there you go. Now you actually can see the difference. This one is 65 megabytes and this one is 42 megabytes. Interesting. We have successfully trimmed it down. How much did we trim down? A third, basically. We have taken off a third of the file size. Okay, for megabytes, to be honest, if the file is in megabytes, this is completely irrelevant. This is a pointless procedure. I mean, okay, granted you have reduced the file size, but for a couple of megabytes on today's hard drives, yeah, you haven't really done much. But keep in mind that with this exact same command, you can pretty much compress, save, roll up the entire SQL database or the entire web server or something of a kind, or even the entire file server. You can have, I don't know, maybe 2 TB of movies, something like that. And if you want to put them into one tarball, compress them, something like that, this would be significant.